Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, I'm Marianna, and if you're new here, this is my safe place where I just rant about books and obsess over fictional characters. I'm talking about you, Rhys. But anyways, this is not what this video is about. Let me just grab my coffee. Much better. So today I really want to talk about the Twisted series. I wish I could tell you this was just like, love at first sight for me, but unfortunately it really wasn't. And I'm saying this, from the safe space that right now Anna Huang is one of my authors actually. So having said that, we didn't start off as I would have liked, just reading her first book, and I was like, yes, I need more from her, from that, something more like this, but no, this didn't happen. I'm almost, too afraid to actually say it because I've had the pleasure, actually meeting her, and she did sign my book. So I was really, really excited that I actually got to meet her, and I confess to her that, you actually rekindled my love for romance books, which is true, but that didn't happen, with the first book in the Twisted series. So first things off, I was afraid of the books because, they were really hyped, and I mean, with good reason at the end of the day, having read all 4 of them. And the fact that they are actually getting adapted, I think, into a TV series, not movies, TV series for sure. So you can understand I was a little scared. Let me just preface this by saying that I did love 2 of these, and I was just okay with the other 2. So let me just rank Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and Twisted Lies. These are gonna go from my least favorite to my most favorite. So just keep that in mind, and of course, no spoilers. So let's go. Okay, at number 4, do not come for me. This is just my personal opinion. I have the first book in the series, Twisted Love, Ava and Alex's story. I don't know, is it because it was too hyped, or maybe it was because I had the feeling that this was just like, a true enemies to lovers book, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't. I mean, the main trope of the book was brother's best friend, and that's that. End of the story there. So for those who want to read the series, but again without spoilers, we have Ava, and she has a brother, Josh, and Josh's best friend is Alex. So Josh has to go out of town, and he doesn't trust anyone to actually look after his sister. I mean, keep an eye on her or something, because he's afraid that every one of his friends is gonna hit on her, and he trusts Alex that, he just won't do that. Minor spoiler alert, he does. So you can understand, I mean, we do have a book. Things escalate, but yes, just trusts Alex, and things go from there. The twist in the story is that Alex actually has a secret that I really didn't see coming, and he's really controlling, where Eva is more, carefree, and she's a photographer and more of, just a free spirit overall. I do have to say that their relationship shifts really quickly. I mean, right from the bat for me in the book, and it definitely escalates to something more really quickly. But maybe this is one of the reasons why overall for me this was actually a 3 out of 5 stars. We also get some grumpy sunshine vibes in there, but it's not the main trope for me. And the spice was good, I have to say that. Of course, this is an Anna Huang book after all, but I'm telling you again, in the beginning I was like, do I really like this book? Do I not like it? Is it the hype? And for me, I think it was the hype. Thankfully, this book was so hyped that the rest of the series actually became bestsellers as well, because for me, the rest of the books, I mean, we only can go up from here. This is the bottom in my ranking, this is my number 4. But again, I'm so glad that I actually decided to pick the next book, which was, I think, Twisted Games, because this one actually put me off for a while. I was ready to read all the books, I had them all in my Kindle, and then I just finished Twisted Love. It was a 3 out of 5 for me, as I said, and I just put it aside and I just started out the series, to be honest with you. I didn't want to continue with it, and some while passed, and I kept seeing this book on booktok and on bookstagram, Twisted Love again, and then the rest of them. So I was like, maybe I should give this another chance, maybe I shouldn't be too harsh, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm beyond relieved, to be honest with you, because of course, I mean, the rest of the series is tiers above this first book. I don't know if it's the writing or if I didn't like the tropes, or maybe that Alex is just a walking red flag for me, but yeah. Overall, let's just say, I'm gonna close the review for the first book, that I really am glad that I continued with reading the series and I didn't just give it up. Oh, and also the fact that we see the rest of the characters in the first book as well. I mean, the rest of the main characters in the other books, we get to see Bridget and we get to see Stella and Jules, of course. So speaking about Jules, my number 3 is Twisted Hate. So Twisted Hate, we have Joss's story, which we said he is Ava's brother from Twisted Love, and we have Jules as well. I believe that Joss is a doctor and Jules is just training to be now a lawyer. So they just hate each other's guts. So this was a true enemies to lovers, which I was really happy about. It's the reason why I actually gave the book 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is not bad at all considering that, the ranking. But something was missing from me. Maybe it was, we didn't have much of a plot for me. We just had that we hate each other. We go from that to friends with benefits. And then we move on from that to, we just caught feelings and maybe we should do something about that. But the spice was, okay, it was a really spicy book for sure. But it was the main star of the book instead of, the plot or the character development. I do have to say we do get a lot of banter, which I absolutely love. I mean, give me banter and I will be happy with it. But I don't know, something again was missing. I cannot actually pinpoint it. It wasn't a bad book, don't get me wrong. Of course I enjoyed it and I'm thinking of actually rereading it now that some time has passed. But I guess that I didn't see, there wasn't depth into the characters, and also I would have liked a better explanation of why they're on each other's throats all the time, especially because there is such hatred there and I needed to be justified in a better way. But again, 3.5 out of 5 stars is not a bad rating, especially considering the books, that I have above it, the second and the first one. So yeah, it's a pretty decent rating. Okay, and now moving on to one of my favorites. I absolutely devoured it. I loved it. It's Bridget's book. We have Twisted Games. So Bridget is a real life princess, and that's exciting all on its own for me. I was actually hyped to read the book when I read the blurb. And she's in need of a new bodyguard because her bodyguard just needs a leave of absence because his wife is having a baby. So Rhys gets assigned to her. I have to say, he's a total badass, totally great for the job, and they are at each other's throat. We have a Grumpy Sunshine trope here. He's just all, you're gonna do what I say because you need to be safe. And since I was like, I didn't have those rules before, what is going on? This is the main reason why actually Bridget hates, dislikes and disapproves of Rhys's techniques to keep her safe. So I really, really enjoyed it, and give me a good bodyguard book and I'm obsessed. This was definitely a 4 out of 5 stars for me, especially because it's slow burn and it has angst in it and some action for sure. So I really, really enjoyed it, and the fact that we have an overprotective hero, but again, it's also his job, not only because he cares about her, it's his job to care for her. I don't know, this hit a really sweet spot with me. And I especially like the twist, like we have that Bridget needs to now become the queen in her country because her brother will say no to the throne because of love, and now she's up for the position of queen in her own country. And the fact that she actually needs to get married in order for that to happen just gave me you know, the movie with Anne Hathaway, The Princess Diaries, but the second movie vibes, and I really like this movie. So the fact that I get to see a book kind of based on that, but also with spies, was just perfect for me. And also in Twisted Games, we get a brief, you know, introduction to Christian Harper. He's Rhys's boss, and he's the male main character in my number one in the Twisted series. Of course, I'm talking about Twisted Lies. So Twisted Lies is of course my favorite of the entire series, and it's no surprise that I actually have it in paperback. I do want to get all of them in paperback, you know, for my collection, as if I can actually fit them in my bookcase right now, but you understand, I have all the ebooks and I just want to have them on paperback as well. The reason why I had this is because I knew that Anna Huang was coming for a signing, and she signed 2 books of mine, and one of them is this. This is one of my, you know, prized books in my collection. I absolutely love it, and having it in my hand, I think it's the thickest of all 4 books in the series, and I'm really excited because of that. I felt like all the other books I wanted for them to be like 100 pages longer, to be honest with you. So the fact that this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, like 550 something pages, it's a really good sized book. This is what I'm looking for in romances, and if we're talking about fantasy, like 300 pages more, but okay, enough with that. So this is my favorite of the series, as I said before, and it's probably the fact that I am a total sucker for fake dating. I mean, enemies to lovers, yes, I like it. Grumpy Sunshine, of course, I mean, it's cute and all. And when we have a bodyguard, this is just, you know, the cherry on top. But the creme de la creme for me, absolutely fake dating. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe that I can see that people have, you know, they're denying their feelings for one another, and the only way to actually express them is by faking it, but not really. So this is why I absolutely love it. So we have Stella, and she's a social media influencer, and she's really close to hitting, I think, 1 million followers, and she wants to move in with her best friend Jules. So they both ask Bridget for Rhys to put in a good word with Christian in order to get the apartment that they both want. So this is how now Christian, you know, is in the mix, and he gets to meet Stella. I'm gonna keep the squealing to, you know, 0, because I think all the dogs near me in the neighborhood are gonna start barking. But okay, this book just had me squealing for real. I could not stop. The fact that, as I said, Stella needs to get to 1 million followers is, you know, she needs to get there, and her manager just suggests that maybe, you know, a relationship will help with that. So she kind of mentions it in front of Christian, and he just suggests and volunteers himself to be the fake boyfriend that she needs. Telling you, hearts everywhere. I was ecstatic about that, and the only thing that he actually requested from her was that she just waters his plants and take care of them when he's not there. So that was a pretty cool deal for Stella, if you're asking me. But the major thing in this book, I mean, it was not the fact that we have a fake dating scenario here. It was the fact that Stella actually had a stalker. So Christian, being who he is and having the business that he does, he goes all, you know, protective mode on. I loved it. Again, it was like the bodyguard in Twisted Games, Rhys. I just love when we have, you know, a protective figure. Not that she's a damsel in distress or something, but just the fact that he goes all alpha male and I want to protect you right now. So she has a stalker, and he does have to protect her. And also the fact that, you know, we also have that Christian has a lot of secrets and he has a traumatized past, which I love. A character who, you know, has depth, and we actually see that there is more to him than just, you know, macho alpha male that wants to protect the female. We get to see a deeper side of him, and it's why this is the first book, the number 1 book for me in the series. We have characters with depth. And I also do like the fact that we get to see all 3 previous couples make an appearance in this one. We get Ava and Alex, and Rhys and Bridget, and Joss and Jules. Just love how we see glimpses, of what their life is like now after their books, have concluded. But it's the reason why I love interconnected series, because we get to actually see, we didn't just see Bridget and Rhys in the second book and that was that. No, we actually get to see them again and again. Yes, again, it's little glimpses, but I'm a starved woman. I need those glimpses. So yeah, that is my ranking of the books. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but this is how I felt like that the ranking is pretty fair for me. Twisted Love at the bottom with Ava and Alex, because I just felt that it was like overhyped and we didn't actually get the enemies to lovers that I was promised. Then we have Twisted Hate with Joss and Jules. Again, something was missing, but it was maybe the depth of the characters and the fact that everyone had nicknames for their girls, but just Josh was calling Jules just Red. Something was missing again. And then of course my two favorites, Twisted Games. I really enjoyed Rhys and Bridget's story, mainly because of the bodyguard and the grabbing sunshine trope. And again, the creme de la creme for me, Twisted Lies. It had everything. It was the right size. We had a stalker, we had someone protecting her, and this amazing trope of fake dating, which I explained why I absolutely love. So it came a full circle, and I love that this was the last book in the series. It had, a great epilogue overall as a series. And of course, I highly recommend the series. Just because I'm ranking it and I have, Twisted Love at the last place doesn't mean that I hated it. No, of course not. It's, I came to love all of them in different ways, and you cannot have, book 4, my favorite, without actually going through book 1. So I highly recommend the series. If you haven't read it, just pick it up right now. So that was my review for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have read the series, if you are planning to read it. What was your favorite book? What was your favorite couple? Because those answers might not be the same. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so that I know that you like this kind of content. And I'm really looking forward to more book reviews and book rankings, and maybe some reading blogs as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe down below. Right now I'm posting a video per week, so if life isn't too busy, I'm gonna get to 2 videos per week, but we're gonna see. I really hope this video gave you a pretty good insight on the series and what the books are about, so if you haven't read them, you can actually pick them up. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and in the meantime, keep reading and stay passionate. Bye!